What's going on, guys? It's Jeff for Premium Aquatics, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Finnex digital temperature controller as well as their titanium heaters. Welcome back, guys, to another episode here on Premium Aquatics. And if you're new to the Premium Aquatics YouTube channel, this is where we take a look at new products each and every week so you can make an informed decision whether or not that piece of equipment is right for you and your reef tank. All right, folks, so today we're going to be taking a look at the Finnex titanium heater as well as their digital heater temperature controller. And what I absolutely love about this product is that it has its own controller. And so you have your heater, it goes into the tank, it has a plug that plugs into the controller. The controller has a temperature probe all on its own, and it's preset to about 80 degrees, so it's literally plug and play. So we're going to be installing a 500 watt titanium heater into my display tank, and the thought process that's behind that is I already have this same exact setup in my sump, and what I'm going to be doing is installing this into my display tank using the controller. I'm not actually going to hook this one up to the apex. The one that I have in the sump is installed on the apex, so this one is going to just be standalone all on its own. Eventually, when I do get a second Energy Bar 8 installed on the apex, I will go with this being connected to the apex as well as having its own dedicated temperature probe. But for now, I've used this heater for a number of years and I am completely comfortable with having this set up all by itself without the apex hooked up to it. So out of the box, this is what you're going to be looking at for your Finnex temperature controller, and this can handle the 300 watt, the 500 watt, as well as the 800 watt. Every system that they have is going to run off this exact controller. It has its own dedicated temperature probe, which is very accurate and is very sensitive to changes. You have your plug for your titanium heater, and then you have the plug for the controller itself. So some of the features of the digital heater controller is it has LED display for easy temperature reading. This controller will automatically shut off to prevent overheating, and it does have a safety low and high temperature alert system. It does have a temperature range of plus or minus 2 degrees, which is pretty narrow as far as temperature controllers go. And what I like best about this controller is it is very simple to use. So you have a on and off button, then you can cycle through Fahrenheit and Celsius, and then you can change your low alert and your high alert. For what it's set for, the factory default is a little too broad in my opinion, so I definitely like to tighten that up quite substantially. I think I keep the low around 70 degrees and the high around 84 degrees, at least on the sump temperature. This one I'll probably put a little bit tighter due to the fact that it's going to be installed into the display tank. So as far as the titanium heater goes, it does the new ones do have these plastic protectors on there, and that just kind of does a couple things for you. One, it kind of keeps a big shiny thing out of the tank, and then it does offer a little bit of protection to the titanium heater. It does come with a good amount of power cord, and real quick I grabbed the controller. So you have this little pigtail on one side of the controller, and that's where the heater goes into. It just plugs in just like that, and you're ready to go. All you need to do is plug in your controller, put in your temperature probe into the body of water that you're trying to heat, and you're good to go. So here is the heater installed on my 220 gallon display tank, and the reason that I'm doing this is for redundancy purposes. I have one in the sump. If the return pump were to kick out, there's no water returning to the display tank, so essentially the water would start cooling. Now that I have a heater in the display tank, I don't have to worry about that type of stuff. Once I get my second Energy Bar 8 installed on my apex, I'm going to be taking this heater and putting it on the other side of the aquarium, so I'm not going to have the wires exposed. They're going to be hidden through the overflow. But that's going to do it for our look at the Finnex titanium heater and heater controller. If you want to check one out, there is a link in the description below. I'm going to be including the 300, the 500, and the 800. Check them out. You won't be disappointed.